Hi, it's April the 2nd, 2026. 2000, oh, I said that already. Looks a little bright in here, doesn't it? Okay, so I wanted to come on today. I've tried, okay, this is my fourth video to be honest. And I've not been satisfied with any of them. And they've all been good. But good's not enough. I want it to be right. I want it to be what is needed. And my opinion is not needed. The truth is. The truth is that life is beautiful. And when we choose ourselves, we have to understand that that comes with consequences. And in those consequences, our mind wants to defend ourselves. It wants to speak up at times that are not wise. And that has been one of my problems my whole life, not understanding what my mind was actually doing. It's programmed for fight or flight. It was programmed for victimhood. It was programmed to return out of fear and stuff one's love for oneself down and give all that which you desired to receive from someone back to others, to try to get them to give you what you long for. But the problem in that is when you try to force someone or manipulate or wear a mask to get what you want, you're not getting what you want because they can't get that. That's not, only you can give that to yourself. And when you try to get that from another person, you set them up for pain and hurt and loss. And what I'm seeing is just devastation to myself and to others if I do that. So I would encourage everyone that as you go through life, check yourself. Are you wearing a mask? Is it a needed mask? I mean, sometimes we do have to be chameleons. Sometimes, but what I'm learning is observing doesn't require a voice. And my voice has not always been needed. My silence is my power. And yours too. I was reminded, this has been laying on my table for a very long time. I pulled this, don't know why, I do now. Deuces, twin flames, diamonds, as above, so below. There's a diamond out there for you if you want one that matches your frequency. The person that you are, that can give you the things that you desire after you give yourself those. Matter of fact, they need it. They desire it. They want it. So if you're in a relationship with someone and you're just barely hanging on, holding on to them as a life preserver, please look again. You're missing out on the most beautiful thing in the world. Self-love. Allowing someone else to find self-love instead of enabling. And the right to be yourself without apology. So, today, April the 2nd, 2026, don't apologize for being yourself. Be an authentic self for no one else but yourself. And start looking at the mask that you wear. Only you can answer that question. Only you know what mask you wear. But which ones would you like to change? Which ones would you like to get rid of? Which ones would you like to be free of? And who are you? Who are you really? What do you want? What do you desire? What do you love? What makes you happy? What gives you joy? I believe that there's a place that you can look into someone's eyes, and if they're your person, if they're your people, you see it. You see it right. You see them. You see inside of them. You see them. You feel them. You probably feel them before you ever see them. I had a wonderful experience today from an unalive person that I didn't even realize wanted to talk to me. A very dear person who I didn't even realize how important they were to me until today, and how I didn't see them for who they were and what they were trying to show me. And I got the opportunity to apologize and receive help and guidance and love. I got the biggest hug from the inside out today from this person, and it was much needed. And then I went to Mora Mountain. First, before I did that, I went all over. Like, I had this mission to go and retrieve parts of myself. I woke up with it this morning. I got up. I was told what to do, how to do it, went. Well, actually, I was told go, and I would know, and I was, and I got on the weirdest roads. I went the wrong way, so I thought, but it turned out to be the most perfect way. And in my travels, of course, I would come in contact with the hawk. He was, or she was dead in the middle of the road, had just been killed, and I had to go back and get it. I was being selfish. I wanted the wings, but then I realized it didn't deserve to be left there like that. So I picked it up. Now, mind you, I'm in the middle of the road with my flashers on, and not really a good place to be. And there's a car pulled up behind me, and as I'm trying to get out to get this hawk, I'm stuck in my seatbelt because I forget to take it off, and then my shirt is stuck in the seatbelt. So I finally get it. I get out there, and I've got a bag. Everything worked out just perfect. And I got the hawk, and I put it in a bag, and I took it with me, and I was gonna bury it and give it a proper burial. And then I went to my most sacred place and that I love in all this world, and that would be Mora Mountain. And I found a really beautiful place to put him or her, and I laid him out, and I was going to bury him under leaves. And then, well, as I laid him there, the wings spread out perfectly, and I just laid him there and looked at him and made 2 videos, and both those videos, I feel like I was not my authentic self. I felt like I was letting judgment come in, or I was taking a jab at somebody, which was wrong. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to hurt anybody, really. They're me. And I realized that they're a version of me. And if they're hurting me, then there's something I need to see inside of myself. And so that's what I'm doing. The hurts, I'm processing them. Yeah, I still lash out at times, and it feels heavy sometimes, but I'm learning how to deal with that, and that's normal. It's a lot to process when you've lived a certain way your whole life, thinking that that's who you are, and a people pleaser is not who I am. I'm not a people pleaser. If anything, I'm an Angie pleaser now, because I realize that that's what makes me happy. So anyway, I spread the hawk out. Actually, it just fanned out perfectly, and he was still so fresh, his little feet. Beautiful, but I couldn't take his wings, I couldn't take his feathers, I couldn't take anything. And as I was sitting there making my videos, the ants and the flies started coming, and they were getting on him, and it was hot, so the smell of the fresh blood was coming up, and you could smell it. But it didn't smell like death to me. It smelled like life, because as it was decaying, and it started as soon as it was killed, its body was killed, life was happening, because as it was feeding, the insects. It was giving its life. So everything that I'm going through right now is a process. It's a seed. It's a fruition. It's a coming forth. It's a beginning. It's a birth. It's all that I need it to be right now. And anyway, as I was sitting there and I was doing my little videos and I was looking at the hawk and hearing the buzzing of the flies, and it wasn't a big thing. It was very small. I mean, there was like an ant came and then an ant came. I heard a rustling behind me. I ignored it because, spirits are everywhere, and I'm starting to contact them more and more, or they're contacting me, and I'm not scared. I feel like they're my ancestors, and they're me, and they're versions of me. And whether that's something you understand or not, that's neither here nor there. I'm sharing a part of myself. And if this doesn't resonate with you, please click off. Forget about me. It's okay. The rustling continued, and I was listening to my video. I was replaying it, and I was listening to it, and there was a part that just hit me weird, and I didn't like it. And I thought, well, let me edit that. And then there were parts that were wonderful, and I'm like, oh my God, I love that. But anyway, it turns out that I needed that video to understand that little bit that I was hanging on to, that ant, was it me? It was just that ant trying to get back in. And I turned around, and there was this beautiful, beautiful black snake. And she was up like this, and she was behind me, as if she was watching my video with me. And I turned around and she startled me, and I'm like, oh my God. But not out of fear, out of awe. Like, oh my God. And she slithered off, but she turned around and I saw her. And I didn't understand it. I was just like, la, 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 oh my God. Like Lexi the dinosaur on YouTube videos. You should go watch it. My grandson he loved that video. We watched it over and over. But Lexi's just going through la, 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 la. As what that being left me with was that video was not appropriate to put out. It was appropriate for me to use as a mirror to see something I needed to see, and she was confirmation. And my crows came, and I walked down the mountain and went to my favorite spots, and I actually went to a new spot today I'd never been to before, and it was beautiful and it was wonderful and I enjoyed it. Shout out for new things. Shout out for going back into your past and finding things that you dropped prematurely that were actually good for you. And going back and finding the beauty or the morsel or what you needed out of it. And some things you leave, some things you just make peace with, and some things they could blossom and grow again. Or into what they were supposed to be, but you took a different path. And there's always all these options. But for me, putting those videos out would have been going backwards, and I'm not into that. I've let go of the past. My past, others' past, and although it tries to cling to me, I love every person from my past. I thought of my first mother-in-law. On the video today, I made her an ex, and it really made me sad when she's not an ex. She was my first mother-in-law. I didn't appreciate her, but I do now. I find great pleasure in her now. She used to have this saying. She'd say, everything comes out in the wash. Don't worry, it'll all come out in the wash. All of it. All of it. And in saying that, you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. We're all the baby. You just change the water. And that's hard sometimes because the water's warm and it's familiar, and it's like you got this water, this swimming pool, and you just keep putting all these chemicals in it to make it perfect, but it's not fresh water. It's not the same as fresh water flowing, a river flowing with fresh water. It's not. It's just not. It's a pool, and it can become a cesspool. I honor all those that came before me. I ask for forgiveness for the judgments that I made on them. I did not know. I did not understand, and I was programmed to judge. I was programmed to judge, we all are. It's better, it's easier, it's not better. It's easier than looking at oneself. So as the king snake stood up and was watching my video, it made me turn inside and look at myself. So that video wasn't acceptable to give to you, but this one is, because it does no harm. It doesn't even make a jab. It just gives love, which is what I am, who I am, and how I want to be known. I came into this world to love. I've always known that as a little girl. I have a clear crystal here. Love crystals. I love rocks. Rocks are my favorite thing in the world. Oh, I stood on a beautiful rock today at Mara Mountain, and these beautiful words came out of my mouth. I channeled. And then I sang this song that was not in my language. It was an Indian song. I imagine it was from the ancestors that are there. And it gave me peace. But that snake, I remember Sadhguru talking about snakes when he was a little boy, and that's what it felt like. Had I not been startled, we may have been able to sit for a while together. And I look forward to that, because as a child, animals were drawn to me, and they still are, but the wonder of them I haven't experienced in a very long time. But my thoughts are clear. I don't have a need for anything anymore. No alternative substances to help my mind. It just seems to want to help itself, or my heart. I love that. It feels good. It's cheap too. Anybody can get it. They don't have to have money to go inside oneself, to love oneself, to give oneself what one needs. Heaven on earth. And if you're lucky, that's not true. If you do the work and get to know yourself, if you desire a relationship, it'll come into your life. It will. It has no choice. But be careful what you desire, because it mimics what you are. So if you're hiding behind masks and you're pretending, you're only going to attract what you've already attracted. And I've spent my whole life attracting what I thought was for me, and it turns out it wasn't. But I have to believe deep down inside that when I attach myself to things that weren't mine, that when I unattach myself to things that aren't mine, that the right thing will. And that those things that I leave with hurt, that they'll be filled with love. The kind of love that gives them peace and joy and rest. The kind of love that fills them to the core. Not the kind that makes them have to do things to numb or to forget. If you have to live in a land of substance, are you really living in yourself? Or are you living in that substance? I had a word from cannabis, and she said she didn't like being the party drug. She was medicinal. She was for clarity. She was for growth. She was to heal, to feel with wholeness, not numbness. She was never meant to numb. She was meant to inspire growth, peace, fun. But she wasn't meant to be lived on. That's not life. Not for me anyway. And I know this now. And I like me. The me, this is me. I have no makeup on. Although I do like to wear makeup, I just don't feel a need for it right now. I want people to see me. I want you, if you're watching me, this is who I truly am. I mean, I got some missing teeth too. I could take this little, I hate this thing, but it's okay. I shouldn't say I hate it. I'm thankful. It makes me feel like it's easier for you to look at me. I've come to peace with it, but it's not always going to be like that. I see myself with a full set of teeth again. But if I saw myself with no teeth, I would still love me. If I had no hair, if I had no eyes, if I had no feet, if I had no nose, no body, which is what I'm describing, I know that I would take this love that I found for myself into the next lifetime, into the next whatever, wherever I go from here. And in my bloodline, it remains. So, if you're on a path and you feel alone, you just might be. But are you alone? Or do you think you're remembering what people have told you and putting yourself in a box? Because we're truly never alone. We always have ourselves. And I was reminded today just how much I used to love to be by myself when I was a kid and talk to myself and play with myself. And I guess I got lonely sometime and decided that I had to go outside of myself. I sacrificed myself because people didn't like the real me. She was strange, and childlike, and liked to play and have fun and sit in four-leaf clovers and talk to bees and trees and stare at the clouds for hours. Dance and sing and twirl and dance and laugh and play. I've never been a serious person. Although I can be, but not all the time. So here I am. This is me. And I'm looking for transparency too. It's a beautiful thing to be able to see someone and not have to go through filters. But filters are okay too. And to each his own. Everyone has their own home. I'm making mine. Now, wherever I end up, I don't know. I don't have to. I trust. I surrendered to Creator, to Universe, to God, whatever you want to call it, to self, to oneness, to all, in love. For you, first for me. So I bow. To the divine in me and to the divine in you. And it is my prayer that you find yourself and love yourself too. So, August the 2nd, 2026. I've always known I was a diamond. Now I understand the process of becoming one. May you find your diamond. And if you're blessed enough to find another that is like you, enjoy it, my friend. You deserve it. on love. Always, there's a little ding. Oh, I love that sound. Crystals. Until we see each other again, much love.